President Ronald Reagan in the Oval Office on a wooden rocking horse in 1982. Fashion show on a train, New York, 1949. Japanese POWs participating in a sports event administered by the Chinese Ministry of Military Affairs at the Rene Village in Guangxi Province, 1940. Hiram Maxim firing his Maxim machine gun in 1884. Britney Spears' freshman basketball photo at Park Lane Academy in Macomb in the mid-1990s. Interracial couple walking through 1960s New York. A young 19-year-old Teddy Roosevelt at Harvard, 1877. A very young Brigitte Bardot at her grandparents' house in Louveciennes in the suburbs of Paris, 1952. The elder daughter and her little sister of a large family polishing shoes on the doorstep, June 1945. HMS Vidal riding the crest of a wave during the Second World War, 1940. An African student dances with a Soviet girl in the USSR. President John F. Kennedy announces a naval and air blockade of Cuba during the Cuban Missile Crisis, United States, 1962. Alice Doherty, 1887-1933, was a famous American sideshow performer from Minnesota. She was born with hypertrichosis, which caused extreme hair growth, especially on her face. August 1910. Every one of these was working in the cotton mill at North Pownell, Vermont, and they were running a small force. Charlie Chaplin and his wife Una O'Neill in Switzerland, late 1977. A pilgrimage of gypsies to the church of Sainte Marie de la Mer in southern France, 1930s. Girl and Eagle, 1939. A woman with quite a lot of hair poses, late 19th century San Diego, California. The man who should be the next James Bond, Henry Cavill at 16, 1999. December 22, 1961. Cuban citizens celebrate the completion of Che Guevara's year-long literacy campaign. Before the revolution, 1 out of 4 Cubans had been illiterate. Bobby Onko, pictured, became a symbol of the 1973 occupation, with his rifle raised in celebration of the ceasefire between members of AM and the federal marshals. BTS photo from the making of TMNT2, The Secret of the Ooze, 1991. Donna Reed, 1940s. The bombed-out city of Freiburg im Breisgau, World War II. Woman with child, Cusco, Peru, 1934. Cultural Revolution in China, 1960s. Faculty of the Industrial University, convicted by the Red Guards. A woman uses a heat lamp and a hairdryer made of glass, 1948. French wrestlers compete on a frozen swimming pool at the School of Athletes in Reims, circa 1910. Unit of the Hitler Youth from Turkey marching during the party convention, the Nuremberg Rally, autumn 1934. A house is submerged along the Toutle River, which flooded in the aftermath of the eruption of Mount St. Helens on May 19, 1980. Yoshi Kashiwabara, 1994. American soldiers tell the British military about baseball, 1918. Photograph of a girl walking in front of a looted store after the Newark riots, 1967. Vertanas Papazian, overlooking the remains of victims at Deir ez-Zor, one of the principal sites of the Armenian genocide. C. 1915. Photo booth, JFK with future wife Jackie during their dating days. California swimsuit fashion from 1945. An elderly woman and a girl who became refugees during the fighting in southern Italy, 1943. Young Kosovar Albanians make obscene gestures at a busload of Serb police as they are bussed out of the Kosovo region, 1999. Women escorting captured Nazis, the defeat of the Germans near Moscow. January, March, 1942. Formation of colloidal scars on the neck of a victim of the Hiroshima blast. The scars have formed where the victim's skin was directly exposed to the heat of the explosion's initial flash. April 1971. University of Michigan students in the phonograph room of the Ann Arbor Public Library. Union General Orlando Wilcox and his staff gather around with whips, cigars, and beer to watch camp servants prepare a cockfight. Petersburg, Virginia, July 1864. San Francisco earthquake and fire, April 18, 1906. Ruins of the Examiner newspaper building. (1989) Student protests in Tiananmen Square. Protesters burn armored vehicles. A Soviet partisan armed to the teeth, 1943. German soldier Dominicus Müller in a hospital, 1917, after losing his entire lower body on the Western Front. Nelson Mandela boxing, 1930s. Mark Hamill's yearbook photo from 1969. Jello Biafra running for mayor of San Francisco, 1979. Town crier W.T. Boston reads Britain's declaration of war on Germany from the steps of the London Stock Exchange, 1939. (1973) Southwest Airlines threw caution to the winds with its stewardess uniform. The girls must be able to wear kinky leather boots and hot pants or they don't get the job, said the airline's male bosses. Brigitte Bardot training her cats. Nanai, the bride leaving her father's house, 1926. The crater left at the summit of Mount St. Helens, after it lost more than 1,300 feet of elevation to the catastrophic landslide and eruption of May 18, 1980, the surrounding landscape still steaming. Break in the filming of The Wizard of Oz, 1938. Miners ride in a two-decked cage in the Randall Shaft at New Amadon, California, 1880s. NCR employees Randy Washington and a colleague used personal computers connected to a central unit called NCR Tower, 1632, at NCR's Research and Development Center in West Columbia, South Carolina, 1982. Joe DiMaggio, Victor Borge, Anita Bryant, Muhammad Ali, Rosa Parks, and Donald Trump received the Ellis Island Medal of Honor, 27 October 1986, New York. East Germany border guards observe a demonstration across the Berlin Wall in West Berlin where tear gas was fired, 1988. A message written on rice paper is put into a container and attached to a carrier pigeon by members of British 61st Division in Northern Ireland, 1941. Entry in 1980s Soviet informals. A tent belonging to the missing campers of the Dyatlov past 1959. Showgirls backstage at the Latin Quarter nightclub in New York City, 1950s. A little boy, all dressed up, New York City, United States, 1949. Soviet soldiers watching from afar as attack helicopters strike on Mujahideen positions in Afghanistan, 1985. The Krumlauf was a German bent barrel attached to a Sturmgewehr 44. In 30 and 45 degrees curve, it worked with a range of 100 meters, but could only shoot 300 times and 160 for the 30 and 45 degrees versions. Radziwill and Jackie Kennedy Onassis by Cecil Beaton for Vogue at a debutante ball, 1951. John Hayes playing the guitar upside down in a tree, something he had claimed to have done for a world record 8 hours at a time. (1989) Student protests in Tiananmen Square. Japanese soldiers sculpt a snow figure of Chiang Kai-shek, Manchuria, 1940. Tunisian Girl by Leonard and Landrock, circa 1908. Pablo Picasso dressed as a bullfighter, holding a Christmas tree. Villa California, Cannes, France, 1956. U.S. Navy landing ship LST-738 burns off the coast of Mindoro, 1944. French paratroopers with the duck mascot of one of their regiment's companies, 1945. Three girls skate home from school, past blocks of houses destroyed by Allied air raids. Essen, Germany, February 14, 1949. Detroit Civic booster Emily Gale outside her downtown store promoting the Say Nice Things About Detroit campaign, early 1980s. A captive bear drinking from a large bottle held by an Ainu tribeswoman, circa 1955. A family drying cheese on the roof of their tent. Bedouins, late 19th century. Keith Moon and his daughter at his home in Chertsey, Surrey, in 1973. Elvis Presley, lunch break, 1953-54. 1970, militiamen of El Fatah Palestinian Resistance Movement parade in Amman, Jordan, at the end of a training session chaired by Yasser Arafat, president of the Central Committee of the Palestinian National Council. Linda Carter, 1972. A Palestinian refugee woman and her child are cut off from their home by the Green Line, 1948. The Green Line is a demarcation line established by the 1949 armistice agreements following the 1948-49 Arab-Israeli War, an early version of Ronald McDonald. Robin Williams in Working as a Mime in Central Park, New York in 1974. Russian Girl in National Costume, 19th century. Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing's last photo together in 1994. Jane leaves Daphne Moon from Frasier in the 1980s. Treating an influenza patient, U.S. Naval Hospital, New Orleans, L.A., 1918. Punk's Nick Hughes and Marina, 1980s. Traffic jam on 6th Street in downtown Los Angeles during transit strike, 1950. Statue of V.I. Lenin toppled from its pedestal in Nazi-occupied Minsk, 1941. The National Bureau of Standards walking machine for testing shoe wear, 1937. Headlight Trails, France, 1960. Photographer Robert Duano. A firefighter looks towards the heavily damaged Belgrade's tallest building, NATO bombing, April 1999. Gloria Hendry in promotional photo for the James Bond film, Live and Let Die, 1973. Angie with David Bowie and 3-week-old son Zoe in Beckenham, June 29, 1971. Steam-powered artillery tractor Skoda SK-13 Dampfschlepper, prototype, 1944. Paris, 1968. A man raises his fist during the May 68 protest crisis, when millions of French, at one point 22% of the population, were directly participating in wildcat strikes, mass anti-capitalist. An Algerian woman in a traditional caftan, 20th century. Three young ladies posing with a friend, circa 1930. Parade in honor of the liberation of Paris, 1944. A National Guard member identifies victims of the eruption of Mount St. Helens, 1980. Farm family with 11 children in Sheridan County, Kansas, 1939, standing together inside their modest home with barefoot boys in worn overalls and girls in simple dresses. In 1977, Park Ranger Roy Sullivan was struck by lightning for the 7th time. He survived all 7 strikes over 35 years, setting a world record. A New York City firefighter looks at the remains of the South Tower of the World Trade Center, September 13, 2001. Albert Einstein and sculptor Jacob Epstein. "78-year-old Robert T. Lincoln, son of Abraham Lincoln, is helped up the steps at the dedication of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., 1922. Omnibus in London, 1865. American President Ronald Reagan aiming a rifle aboard Air Force One, 23 November 1983. Clint Eastwood skateboards on Via Veneto in Rome in 1965. Martin Luther King Jr. at Harlem Hospital in 1958, recovering following a surgery to remove a letter opener whose tip reached so dangerously close to his aorta that just sneezing would have left him dead. War workers in London's Chelsea district collect aluminum pots and pans for remelting for the war effort, July 1940. A Japanese soldier brings in a prisoner during the Boxer Rebellion, 1900. (1989) Student protests in Tiananmen Square. Protesters create the Statue of Liberty. Woman weaving fabric. Bedouins, late 19th century. A man tied to a pole by German soldiers for theft on the street of an occupied city. Ukrainian SSR, August 1941. Japanese children push giant balloon bomb across factory floor. Balloon will later be launched to attack continental America, World War II. The Bullwinkle oil platform being towed to its destination in the Gulf. Flight Sergeant James Hyde from Trinidad of No. 132 Squadron, Royal Air Force, with a Supermarine Spitfire and Dingo, the squadron commander's pet dog, at Detling, Kent, 1943. The Cultural Revolution in China, 1960s. The teachings of Mao Zedong propaganda group disseminates Chairman Mao's instructions at Harbin Industrial University. Stuntwoman Marjorie Dare, Doris Smith, on the Wall of Death, England, 1938. A policeman in daytime directing traffic during the Great Smog of London. This photo was taken in 1952. Parade in honor of the liberation of Paris, 1944.